good to be here. Necessary part of the season, important part of the season. Last 2 days we've had a lot of situational work. You guys have seen it, low red zone, 3rd down and 2 to 5, some 2-minute situations, albeit without pads, so almost an extension of like the OTAs for the first couple days. But had a lot of good work in the off season and the OTAs, and guys getting in the weight room. Good job of really picking up a lot of the information that we put on them in OTAs. We really flooded them with a lot of information, so this is kind of the second time through. But today will be the first day, as you guys know, with pads, which is really, more like the start of training camp. So it'll be a really good evaluation tool for the coaches and for Brandon and his staff to evaluate, true football right now. Guys are working hard. Coaches are really doing a good job of installing the information. So got a long way to go, but we've had a good start the first 2 days.
Brian, speak to where you guys are, that you can start right away with situational stuff. I mean, first day red zone, right away, goal line, runs fit, stuff like that. Does that speak to where you guys are in your kind of process of your offense already?
Yeah, so we've installed it in OTAs. We've had a lot of reps at it. I think Sean has really done a good job of kind of analyzing and evaluating self-scouting of things that are very important. Everything's important in those two situations. You get down to the low red zone, it's 4-point swings there if you can't get it in, and it's tough. It makes it tough on the players. 3rd and 2 to 5. It's about a 50-50 advantage, so to speak, between the offense and defense, and you see some tight coverage. You got to make tight throws, tight windows, handle the pressure game. Same thing down in the red zone. So we've had it once before in the OTAs, and you come out and you do it again, and you just you hope to improve because they're critical areas. But Sean's done a good job of setting up the schedule for us and helping us get ready to prepare of critical situations.
Brian, how much time have you been spending wondering how this offensive line is going to shake out? I mean, Bobby's got quite a task there, trying to figure out probably 4 starters. Give us your impression of that.
Sure. Doing this for a while, every year is a new year, and we definitely have some new faces, different skill sets, but guys that are smart and guys that work. Bobby's done a fantastic job along with Hef and Ryan with those guys. The offensive line, one guy makes a mistake, it can cause a bad play. So those guys got to see the game through the same set of eyes. I think now will be a fair evaluation now of the skill set and their physicalness and how we get them together. And as soon as we can get them together, it's good competition and it's really important. But it kind of starts today.
How do you think Josh handled the blitz yesterday, and what did you think of his day yesterday?
Some good, some things we can improve on, but Josh has a good understanding of our offense. So he had a pretty good day yesterday in a situation that, 2 to 5 is a tough situation. Tight coverage, did a good job with his protection responsibilities, understanding where he needs to go with the football. There's plays that all of us wish we had back, but he's moving in the right direction.
Brian, of all the new faces that you saw added to the offense this offseason, how valuable was the addition of Mitch Morse to play that role and to have somebody Josh can maybe even lean on and learn from?
Yeah, valuable. That's why we brought him here. He's a good player. He's smart. He's tough. He's got good command of the huddle, the center position, and he's a really good teammate. He knows he's just one part of the whole, but guys respect him. I know Josh respects him. He goes about his business the right way. We're happy to have him.
Brian, what will adding guys, shifty receivers like Beasley and John Brown, what will that do to your red zone offense?
Yet to be determined. We have, obviously guys that are shifty. And Zay's a bigger guy. Duke's a bigger guy. Every player has their own unique skill set. It's our job to try to put them in the right position, and it's their job to go out there and execute the things that they need to do. You have short space quickness guys. that can get open in tight quarters, that usually is an asset.
Brian, more than one of your linemen out of the gate here, day one, day two, say they feel almost like it's week 3 already, and we're only on day 3. They're talking about intercommunication between all of them up front. Are you in agreement with that? Are you seeing some kind of synchronization there that maybe you don't see quite this early in light of all the newness that's up there?
Well, that's one of the positions you have to communicate. Like I said before, they all have to be on the same page. And, the thing about those guys that we have, really all 16 of them in the room, is they're smart. They are good communicators. It's not just the center position. Guys that are working to try to see the game through the same set of eyes and communicate out. They've done a good job of knowing who they have, and where to go. And again, we're in day 2, but I'm very appreciative for the work that those guys put in, and appreciative for Bobby and Hef and Wendy, the work that they've put in.
Cody Ford.
How you doing?
You mentioned Bobby. What's been your impressions of him now working closely with him the last few months?
Glad he's here. First of all, good person. Good family man, fun guy to be around, but he's a grinder. You get some time off in the summer, and he was there, I'd say, a bunch during the summer. He's going back and forth from his family from Detroit, but there's times he's in. Some of us don't leave Buffalo. We love it so much here, but he had to go see his wife and kids. But great communicator with the players. And a bright coach, has good ideas, and a good leader.
Cody Ford's only been used at right tackle. Is there any thought of moving him inside? I know that position flexibility is a big thing along the offensive line, or are we only going to see him at right tackle for right now?
Yet to be determined. Right now he's playing right tackle, and we're getting his feet wet, and trying to get him adjusted to the pro game the best we can. Those guys are smart enough to swing where we need to swing them. But for, I'd say early on, you should probably right tackle.
So it's a rookie thing, kind of,
No, well, it's a position thing too. We think he's a good player there. We have some good guys inside. If we need to bump him inside, he's smart enough to do that. But we'll focus on right tackle and get him to improve, the best we can.
Ryan, Sean said that he noticed early on with Ken now in the mix that his quick assimilation into the team with the quarterback's rooms allowed you to kind of spread yourself out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that a little bit?
Yeah, I've been able to go to a variety of different meetings and a variety of different drills out there at practice, which I think is good. It's good to be around some of the other guys. Again, we have to see the game through the same set of eyes, myself and Josh and the other quarterbacks and Ken, so we'll spend some time in there. But I think Ken's been a valuable asset to us. Another guy that's smart, works extremely hard, has good ideas, has played the game. Happy he's here too.
Brian, you talked about the shiftiness of your receivers, specifically about John Brown. The fact that he can get the separation in, even in the red zone, did you see that in him before, or has it impressed you now that you get to see him up close?
Yeah. John's a great pro. John's a shifty guy, but he's also, there's different forms of receivers. Some guys are just exclusively shifty guys that you can use and manipulate in the slot and move them around. And other guys have shiftiness, but they also have speed. And even though John's a little bit shorter, he has very good vertical speed, but he also has great balance and body control, ability to break down, cut, as compared to who's got good speed, but not, I would say, John Brown speed, who's a speeder, who's as shifty, and you can use him in different roles. John has flexibility to play inside and outside. Again, Chad Hall was a shiftier kind of receiver that played a few years in the league too. He's got good insight for those guys. We'll just keep working them, trying to find the best fit that we can.
Brian, offensive coordinators, you guys are mad geniuses. You love creating plays and writing them on napkins. But with Josh, are you finding yourself expanding the playbook to do all that, or maybe toning it down and honing in on things? Where are you on that coin?
You know, training camp is a time to really improve our fundamentals and our techniques. We've installed quite a bit. Each day is kind of a different day. You kind of sit back at night and you say, okay, what didn't look so good? What looked good? What do we need tomorrow in practice? Whether it's a combination block with the offensive lineman. You know, we have a playbook just like everybody else. I think, you know, by the end of training camp, you want to boil it down to what you know you can do well, and then be able to game plan whatever it is that you need to pull out from your playbook. But we're really focusing on the fundamentals, the techniques, the reads. If we need to add something, look, he comes up. Josh is an ideal guy too for a young player. We'll run something 3 or 4 times, and he'll give me a few different code words to look at. Hey, what do you think about this? Good insight, good give and take. But right now, it's really core things, fundamental things that we're working on. And as we go through training camp, it'll progress.
Regarding Josh's development year over year, can you identify any particular throws that he is better at completing now than maybe he struggled with as a rookie?
I think he's improved, in every area from year 1 to year 2, and not just Josh. Guys like Ray McLeod. It's such a. I've spoken this at length before. It's such a difference from year 1 to year 2. He's improved in really every aspect that we needed him to improve on. Now that being said, we got to keep on improving and getting better. Really at the entire process.
Brian, unfortunately, there's an injury obviously to Tyler. We know about that. Now Jason as well. How have Dawson and Tommy kind of stepped up? Because even go back to OTAs and minicamp, they've had a lot of opportunity.
Sure, they have. Smart young players that you don't feel. I know Rob doesn't feel ever uncomfortable putting them in and throwing them in there right now because of the type of guys they are. Smart, not too big for them. Now again, they haven't got jammed at the line in pads or pressed, or Jerry Hughes hasn't got up underneath them. We'll see that as we go. But guys that you can count on because they're dependable, they know what to do, and they've been getting better as we do it.
Brought up Ray McLeod. So much talent has been brought in that wide receiver room. How much of an uphill battle is it for guys like him and Isaiah McKenzie, who might have had a bigger role last year?
Yeah, that's what training camp's for, to put them out there and compete. They've improved, again, a great deal from where they were at. It'll be a really good competition between all those guys.
Beasley missed, all of spring. How do you see him? How much does he mean to Josh, or how do you see him, those two working together?
Yeah, yet to be determined, but good relationship between the two of them, which is really important for the quarterback and a possession slot receiver that can get open in short space quickness, and that's always a work in progress, particularly for that position, at least what I've been part of, because he'll have a lot of routes on paper where there's a lot of different arrows going in directions, and body language and coverage, and seeing it through the same set of eyes for those two guys is really important. And we'll be working on it every day.
You got to be excited though. I mean, coming from New England, Welker, Edelman, you saw how that worked with the slot guy. The Bills haven't had a player like Cole Beasley for that position. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative for all the guys that we have here, all the additions that Brandon's brought in as veterans and as rookies, young players. Bees, Ray, Isaiah, those guys have a certain skill set, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes throughout camp, how familiar they can get with one another, but they definitely have ability to do a lot of different things in the inside part of the field.
Ryan, we've seen you move your running backs towards the outside a bit more, maybe motion them back in, but how does it really add to the versatility of your offense this season, especially for more of a pass-catching running back like TJ Yeldon?
We try to do whatever we can do to help the quarterback. Being able to move the running back, they got to be smart too to be lined up in different spots. We've tried to line up at 1, at 2, in the backfield. It's just another part. A lot of offenses do it. Helps give you coverage indicators. the more they can do in the passing game, the more value they'll have for us.
How motivated do you see with Sean?
He's business. You know, he's business. His last 2 days, he's business in the meeting rooms. He's motivated. I mean, he was motivated last year when I met him. You know, good veteran that's been very productive. I think he's eager to compete and go out there and do the best he can.